We often dismiss the true gold hidden in customer feedback, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. It's so easy just to skim the star ratings.
Yeah, and assume they tell the whole story.
Right.
But what if, like, one negative review, maybe one that seems kind of minor,
Mhm.
actually points to a flaw that's costing a business? Well, thousands.
Or the flip side, maybe one really positive comment, if you amplify it, could unlock a whole new market.
Exactly. So today, we're doing more than just reading reviews. We're using them as a diagnostic tool, you could say.
Hmm.
We've got this stack of your sources. It's a collection of restaurant reviews. And our mission is really to go beyond just the surface level.
Yeah, get into the
We
detail.
want to understand not just, how a place is doing, but precisely how it can get even better.
Right.
We're aiming to turn these individual observations, these little comments, into a clear, actionable blueprint for transformation.
And what's really exciting here, I think, is that we're not just scanning them. We've got a pretty smart way of digging into what people actually feel. That's our sentiment analysis.
Hmm.
Was the experience really positive or maybe mixed or even negative?
Got it. So the feeling behind the words.
Exactly. And then there's the improvement analysis. That's all about turning those specific observations, the concrete things people mention, into actual strategic steps, things you can do.
Right. Actionable intelligence.
Precisely. It's about transforming that raw customer commentary into really crystal clear intelligence. And it shows just how powerful even like a small focused set of feedback can be for real world impact.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We took 10 reviews for this particular restaurant. What's the sort of initial vibe, the high-level sentiment we're seeing?
Well, looking at the big picture first, the sentiment is overwhelmingly positive.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, a full 80% of the reviews, so 8 out of the 10 were highly positive.
Wow.
And most of them consistently gave perfect 55 scores across the board: food, service, atmosphere.
It's pretty strong.
It is. Reviewers like Rachana Nevalgund, Pankaj Tari, and Tenmei B, they specifically praised the food as excellent. They highlighted cleanliness and even noted positive cultural practices like aarti.
Interesting.
And Pankaj Tari also pointed out minimal wait times and that the restaurant's suitable for all group sizes. Strongly recommended it for vegetarians.
Okay, that's a fantastic baseline. It
Yeah,
really shows they've got a strong foundation, doesn't it?
definitely.
But as we know, the real learning often happens when you look at the exceptions, the outliers.
Absolutely, you have to look there.
So what do we find in that other 20%?
Right, so 10% of the reviews, which was just one of them, showed a kind of mixed sentiment.
Makes how?
Well, Namita Kalamkar, for instance, gave the food a 3 out of 5, but then rated service and atmosphere higher at 4 out of 5.
Okay, so not bad, but
Exactly. It suggests, moderate satisfaction, but definitely some reservations specifically about the food quality.
right. And the other 10%.
That was another single review, and this one was strongly negative. Pratiksha 89 rated food 15,
Oh.
service also 15, and atmosphere 25. They specifically complained about too much oily food.
Okay, that's very specific.
Dairy, and also a longer wait time, mentioned it was somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes.
Mm. This is where the power of that specific feedback really shines, isn't it?
It really is.
So how do we take that one negative review, those mixed feelings, and maybe even the comments from the almost perfect scores, and actually build something better from it?
Yeah.
What specific issues did our analysis pinpoint?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, right? How do you act on it?
Exactly.
So our analysis identified several key areas for, actionable steps.
Yeah.
First, food quality consistency.
Okay, makes sense given the mixed and negative comments.
Right. Pratiksha 89's strong complaint about too much oily food is a really clear flag. You can't ignore that.
No?
So the recommendation here is pretty straightforward. Review the preparation methods, look at ways to maybe reduce the oil content,
Yeah.
and perhaps even consider offering some lighter, less oily options on the menu explicitly.
That sounds like a direct, practical change. Could make a big difference for some people. What else came up?
Next up was hygiene practices.
Oh, interesting. Even with the generally positive comments on cleanliness.
Yes. Rajini Bajaj, who otherwise described the place as perfect, actually noted the lack of masks over food vessels.
Ah, okay. That's a detail.
It is, but it's not just a minor point, It directly impacts customer confidence, especially these days.
Sure.
So the insight here is to implement stricter hygiene protocols. Maybe require staff to wear masks when handling food or use protective covers over food during service.
Makes sense. It's a visible commitment to safety, too.
Exactly.
It's easy to overlook things like hygiene until someone points it out, isn't it?
Really?
Really highlights how specific feedback can be crucial. And what about service? We saw that 15 rating there.
Indeed. Service improvement is vital. Pratiksha 89's low service rating, which was probably linked to that 10-30-minute wait they mentioned.
Right, the wait time.
It really points to a need to streamline service processes. Maybe some staff training is needed to maintain consistent service quality, address any attentiveness or efficiency complaints.
So looking at the whole flow.
Yeah, and this connects directly to wait time management as well, because while many reviews, like Rachana's and Ashisha's, mentioned minimal wait times, Pratiksha 89 clearly had a significantly longer one. That shows an inconsistency, doesn't it?
It does. So maybe peak times are the issue.
Could be. Making sure tables turn over efficiently, getting orders out quicker during those busy periods, especially for larger groups maybe. That's essential to keep those wait times consistently low for everyone.
It's funny, even if everything else is perfect, a long wait can really stick in your mind, can it?
Oh, definitely. It can sour the whole experience.
It makes you wonder how many otherwise great experiences get overshadowed by that one pain point. So keeping that in mind, what did we find about the menu itself? Anything there?
Yeah, an interesting point surfaced about vegetarian offerings clarity.
Clarity. How so? I thought it was a vegetarian place.
It is, but Pratiksha 89, the negative reviewer, was unsure about recommending the restaurant for vegetarians, despite the menu being entirely vegetarian.
Huh, that's odd.
It suggests it isn't about the food itself, but maybe the communication about it.
Ah, okay. A perception issue.
Exactly. So maybe they need to communicate the vegetarian focus more clearly, perhaps through prominent signage or clearer menus, or even just having staff proactively mention it.
Simple fixes, potentially.
Right. And highlighting popular vegetarian dishes could also reassure customers who might be unsure.
That's fascinating. A perception issue, not a product issue at all. And finally, pricing seemed to have a small hiccup.
Precisely. Pricing perception. While most reviews mentioned a range of, say, $200 to $400 per person,
Okay.
Mithili Paranjape Bawalkar noted $400, $600.
A noticeable difference.
Yeah, this disparity could be due to inconsistency or maybe different dining experiences, like lunch versus dinner or specific dishes ordered. So the recommendation is really about transparent pricing, making sure it's clear on menus, clarifying any variations up front, perhaps even offering specific value for money options to maintain that affordable perception that most people seem to have.
Got it. So after digging into these 10 reviews, dissecting them like this, what does it all mean for the restaurant overall? Beyond just fixing the issues, what did this deep dive reveal about what they're already doing exceptionally well?
Well, this analysis gives us a pretty clear picture, actually. The restaurant is really genuinely excelling in delivering quality vegetarian food, despite that one oily comment.
Right, the majority loved it.
Exactly. They're providing generally excellent service and creating a pleasant dining environment. Those high positive ratings really back that up.
And the cultural things.
Yes, their cultural practices like the aarti and the cleanliness protocols people mention, those are truly well received. They seem to be a unique selling point that they should absolutely continue to embrace and maybe even highlight more.
Good point.
Plus, things like ample parking and being suitable for various group sizes, those are clear positives that enhance accessibility for customers. They have a very solid foundation to build on.
Okay, so they've definitely got some great strengths, things to lean into. Are there any other sort of easy wins or enhancements they could pursue to take things to the next level based on this?
Absolutely. For potential enhancements, they could think about introducing feedback cards right there on the table, or maybe a simple digital feedback system.
To capture more data points.
Exactly. That would help capture more detailed insights directly from customers in the moment, especially valuable for those mixed or negative experiences where the specifics are so crucial, as we saw.
Good idea.
And also leveraging those positive reviews they already have, they could really promote their unique Satvik Maharashtrian vegetarian offerings more actively, maybe on social media platforms. Try to attract an even wider vegetarian customer base that might not know about them yet.
Right. Play to their strengths publicly. You know, this deep dive into just 10 reviews, it really provided incredibly detailed and actionable insights. It's far beyond just knowing if the restaurant is good or bad.
Yeah, much deeper than an average star rating.
Totally. It shows that going beyond that surface level and truly digging into specific customer experiences, it offers a complete blueprint for strategic improvement. this kind of analysis, it just provides far more value, doesn't it?
It really does. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it truly highlights that even a few focused data points, just 10 reviews in this case, when you analyze them systematically, intelligently, they can reveal a comprehensive and honestly surprisingly clear path to making customers happier and building a stronger reputation overall.
A clear path from just a handful of comments.
Exactly. Which I think raises an important question for you, the listener. What detailed, maybe often overlooked feedback might you have sitting around in your own life or maybe in your work? Feedback that, with a similar kind of deep dive, could unlock some surprising pathways for improvement or growth.